Welcome to Champagne with Shyann. I'm your host, Shyann Malone. This is a place where we have unfiltered conversations with real people who have real stories because everyone has one. I am truly excited about our guest today. He's a real estate agent, a broker, a builder, a developer, but you can also catch him on the ones and twos, entertaining even the most discerning music lovers. He's a husband, a dad, and most of all, a God-fearing man. I welcome Davin Harris, a.k.a. DJ Fro.
How are you? It's great to be here.
Welcome.
Cheers. It's great to be here.
So glad to have you for so many reasons. Okay, so let's first talk about how we know each other. I met your beautiful, wonderful wife and friend of mine, Melissa, through tennis.
Mm-hmm.
You remember this?
Yes, I do.
And we were talking, I just moved back to Atlanta from Florida, and we had a daughter. Daughter's the same age, a year, and the birthdays fall right within days. And she had just picked up the love for tennis, and so did I. So we kind of had that postpartum connection. And then we met you, and it was just an instant family. I feel I don't know if that's a Midwest thing, because we're both from the Midwest originally, but we instantly clicked. It was cool. But you and Mike, Melissa and I, and even though we don't live as close as we used to, I feel we still have that foundation of connection.
Yeah.
And it's unforgotten. Talk to me about that was your second daughter. You have one grown, beautiful, amazing, incredible daughter as well, who just got married recently.
Yes.
And then you have, you started over, right, with another daughter. Talk to that, raising daughters and having two different age groups, generation.
Being a girl dad is just an amazing thing. Coming up in college, playing basketball, and we'll talk about that later. When you become a girl dad, all that changes your perspective on how you look at these things. Again, I'm an A type of guy, so I like to be social. I like to go out. I love my wife, but I like women as well. But that all changes it. So just being the fact that I've got a 32-year-old who's studying to be an anesthesiologist, and now I got this. She just turned 9. This 9-year-old, and I'm not trying to date myself, but I got this 9-year-old. It's crazy because you see both of them, you see how they interact, and then you're learning as you still grow with this 9-year-old because they're very different. But it's just an amazing blessing, an amazing blessing, and I'm so proud of the girls, and just wanting to raise them right. And now it's again finding that other guy who, for me, because Jordan found her husband, he's awesome.
Yeah, you signed up on one.
Yeah, I signed up on one, and now I got to go through this again, right? And it's funny because they say little girls, they find guys who are exactly like their dad, and that's how Jordan's husband is. He's exactly like me. He's a high energy, loves sports. He's a social guy. He's outgoing. He's athletic, and he's exactly like me. So that's kind of scary, but a little scary. But again, it's a blessing, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's awesome. Okay, so I mentioned we're both from the Midwest. Kind of take us through that. You live in Atlanta now. You have for a couple decades now. But talk about your upbringing in the Midwest and kind of how it shaped you.
Born and raised in Bloomington, Illinois. That's right between St. Louis and Chicago. So again, was a single parent mother. I had a stepdad. I had a crazy even story later on. I found out who my real dad was later here in Atlanta. I don't even think you and I talked about that. I always try to save something good for the deal. But again, born and raised in the Midwest. It was more diverse. So we had a lot of different people. And then being in sports, I was able to be around a lot of different things. And it was just a learning curve that I think that I was ahead of the curve than I would have been if I was just isolated. So I think it was a great experience. I look back on all my learnings that I learned in the Midwest, the more the people, like you said, just connecting and bonding, family kind of oriented things, and it was just a little different than I think it would have been here in the South.
Especially Atlanta.
Yeah, especially Atlanta.
Atlanta can get you. A lot of people from the Midwest, would you move down here and you either sink or swim, which any big city. But, back when we moved to Atlanta, I feel like it was back when Atlanta was Atlanta, right? You had the Buckhead streets where you walk around and Freaknik was, and that was before even, but still just that culture.
Yeah.
Now it's changed, it's buttoned up and tightened a little bit too. So you focused on sports. Is that what kept you out of trouble? Because you said there's definitely paths you could have went down.
Yeah.
You stuck with basketball.
Yeah, I did go down those paths a couple times. There's a couple real close calls where I had close situations. a lot of family members, they kind of kept me out of trouble, but I liked it a little bit, right? It's just growing up in it. But it was basketball. It was that community feel, that family, just wanting to do better. In basketball, I definitely say it saved me from going in a different direction. And I've got friends and cousins now who they look back and they say, "Man, we were all right there together, and we're just super proud of you." So yeah, I would say that saved.
And tell us about your basketball path.
A basketball path. I was a late bloomer. I played with 2 All-Americans in high school. Rest in peace, Ron Curry. He's a family member of mine. We played together in high school, and there was another All-American, Ken Gibson, that I played with. So I was a late bloomer. I went to junior college and then just broke out at Parkland Junior College, which I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. University of Illinois is right in Champaign, where junior college, and I had a lot of offers, but wanted to play in the Big Ten. Went to play in the Big Ten, and it was just amazing, playing in the Big Ten. Played against Chris Webber and Jalen Rose, all those guys in the '90s. So that was huge for me. And then getting that degree from the University of Illinois was amazing for me, especially from how I was raised and coming from nothing. That was a big thing for me, and also like the community and the family, like the things that I was doing then, and even the things I'm doing now. I get calls back from home to saying, "Man, we love what you're doing. Just keep it, because you're representing all of us." So it was just a blessing.
How hard was it to play college athletics?
It was, I would say you had to be focused, right? I had such a great time in college. I wouldn't change it for anything. Yeah. And we didn't have NIL stuff. Yeah. Just imagine we would have.
I know. I wish.
But it also taught you.
Can we retroactivate some of that?
Yeah, exactly. I need that. I need that. But again, it taught me to be able to have schedules, right? You had schedules, you had things that you had to be at, you had to be ready for practice, you had to go to your tutors, you had to go to study table, you had all these things it was like a business at that time. And I think that it made me another part of who I am today, because I was able to keep that schedule. I just wasn't lingering around.
Did you have any days where you wanted to quit?
There was a lot of those days I wanted to quit. I don't think it was ever because of the love of the sport. Again, when we had scholarships, there was different things that we had to deal with back then. Just like where does the next meal meet, right? How are you doing these things? It was different than some of my other counterparts that didn't grow up like that. But I think those were the things that God put in front of me that made me who I am today, because I would not stop.
And we talk about this because I also was so I feel like there were so many times where I wanted to quit. I called home.
Yeah.
Because it becomes work, right? In high school, it's a passion, you're following it, and you're competitive. And then when you get to college, it's a whole different level. Yeah. I'm so glad I never quit. Mm-hmm. I will say it. You also said that's one of your most proudest accomplishments as well. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
College athletes.
Yeah. And we've talked about it earlier off camera. I love the game. I absolutely love the game and love the game now. And that was one of the things that I wish I see more of now. This just loving the game. Like, they'd have to tell us to come in and stop practicing and stop playing. Like we wouldn't stop. So the love for the game, and the still love for the game today, is what kept me there.
And if you can get to college playing, I think that's the experience too. I mean, I think obviously getting a scholarship and full ride, and all those benefits as well. But just having, like you said, you're kind of under another eye. You can't just go wild out in college.
Everyone knew us.
They would be like, well, you get to be a regular student. I want to be a regular student, which is different, right? You have different organizations, fraternities, sororities, whatnot, but it is being like under a microscope.
Yeah, it was. It was. Everyone knew you. You'd go there. Everyone knew you when you went out. They seen you. Everything you did, it was right there. They knew exactly who you were. So it made you have to be right.
And you have to answer to someone away from your parents. So you're always like trying to stay on task.
Absolutely.
Okay, you say you came from nothing. That means when people say that to me, and I know your story, but I want you to share this.
Yeah.
That means a lot of different things. Yeah. What does nothing mean to you?
I say we had nothing, but we had everything. Because we had love, and we had my mother who was there, and whenever we didn't think it was going to happen, or we didn't have a meal, it would always happen. And I remember a story, and I'm going to go to this to you. I remember at a friend of mine who, they were very, very wealthy. And I remember we would have a back-to-back night game, and I would have to take my jersey, walk down the street in the snow, wash it, didn't have enough money to dry it, bring it back and hang it up. And get a drive for the next game. Well, I stayed all night at his house one night. We took our jerseys in, and she said, "Just sit them right there." And they had a cleaning lady. Her name was Johnny. She was a black lady. The next morning we woke up, all our jerseys and everything were folded up, clean, smelled like Downy. It was amazing. In warm-ups, I could smell. It was just amazing. I'm like, and that's one of the things that made me persevere, right? That we had to deal with growing up, just little things like that you remember today. Still today, my wife will tell you, on Sundays, I'll get up. You don't even know this. If I wore some shoes, I would take the shoestrings out, clean them, wash them, clean my shoes, because I only had one pair of shoes to wear, but I wanted to make sure that they were nice. Still to this day, she'll tell you that I do that on Sundays.
So growing up, did you think like, why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Or was it fuel to keep you going in a different direction?
Fuel to keep me going in a different direction.
And what direction was that after college? You graduated. And you went into insurance.
Yeah. I was in management at State Farm Insurance, which is actually founded in Bloomington, Illinois. Okay. So they found it there. The home office is there. That's a big thing if you can get hired on at State Farm, right? I had done a couple of internships there. So I had 3 jobs actually waiting for me. Just had to get my degree and go back. I was going to go overseas and play and decided not to. I actually had Jordan was on her way coming. So I was like, I can't go overseas to leave the baby. And so I went in and worked at State Farm, worked there for 14 years. I was going to go into be a State Farm agent. In 2000, they changed the contracts, would give the agents less money. And I decided to get into real estate. And then I went into real estate and I never looked back. And I would just see, other people, that's how they were. And I was like, that's how I want to do it. And I'll work. I'll do whatever I need to do to get there.
What's your inspiration? What has been? Is it evolved at all?
It really hasn't evolved. I think you see different things and you may say, okay, that inspires me. And even in parenting and just everything, I come and see what your kids are doing. And I'm like, that's amazing that they were able to do that at that age, and then it kind of inspires you. But I think it just keeps evolving to just never stop. Just never stop. And that's built inside now. So that's where I'm at.
Did you feel like you had, growing up, like a financial goal that you wanted to achieve? Did you have anybody, like a mentor or someone you looked up to that, like, one day I want to be this?
Yeah. There was a gentleman, there was a few people, but there was a gentleman in particular. His name is Vic Armstrong. He was my mentor in real estate. He was a multimillionaire at 25 back then. When he started teaching me things, I thought, man, I can do this. I see him doing it. I definitely can do this. So that was one of my things. I'm like, I want to have these things. I want to be able to provide. I want to be able to keep the lights on. I want to be able to do all the things that I wasn't able to do younger, or my parents want to do. I want to be able to provide for my parents. My mom, she's still living. We're still trying to get her to move to Atlanta. I say, Mom, come live with us. You ain't got to do nothing. You just not one. Goodness, it's like she's just like, and then. Yeah, so I'm like, just come here. So, you're constantly inspired by even that. You're seeing her and she's still there, and she comes and she's like, oh my God, this is great. I'm like, Mom, you can just be here, so constantly inspired.
You're a real estate agent, broker, developer. You have so many things going on, and you built an amazing life. You've got a great house, beautiful family. It's like, what more could you ask for? But you're steady on the grind. Mm-hmm. What are you trying to achieve? And what are you doing to do that?
Pure happiness. That's all I want now. I want to travel more. I want to stay happy. I want me and my daughter to see this. I want all that for her. I realize that tomorrow is not given to us. I've got a friend of ours who just had a brain aneurysm. He's living. When we go to see him, he's in rehab right now, and he can't walk anymore. We all grew up together like brothers, and he's still learning how to walk, doing those things. And there's other people in there who we've kind of gained relationships with. And then, that humbles you a lot. You're seeing that 3 times a week. And then we come back to our big old houses and, all the stuff that we have. And there's just more out there. Again, it's not necessarily monetarily, but there's just more out there that we want to see. So that just keeps me going, and I'm not going to stop. Like, I'll never stop. It's just the competitiveness. I'll never stop.
What keeps you humble?
I think I've always kind of been humble, just knowing from my past. But recently, just going in this rehab, just seeing that, and we just losing people. And I think every Sunday when I take those shoestrings out, I remember what it was like, and you'll never forget those things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't ever forget them, so that keeps me humble.
You have all these things in place. Do you ever take a moment to just pause and live within that moment?
No, I got to do better. I got to do better at that. Thank you for telling me that, 'cause I got to do better with that. I've been reading some things, and they say you have to step back and do better with that.
You know, I worked for HLN for several years, and our amazing anchor, Robin Mead, she would always say, live in the moment. Like that was one of her words of advice. And I love that because she's right. You're always, especially in that like an industry like that, where you're always on camera, you're critiquing yourself. You're trying to get better. You just like and it never stops, because when is good enough, good enough?
Right.
Now, someone who's ambitious like us, but she's like, live in the moment. And I think that is so important, and just in life, not even in a career. So you can enjoy some of the things. Obviously, everyone's pulling out their cameras for social media and posting here, posting there. And for me personally, I've taken a step back, and it's been so healthy for me because I am living more so in the moment. Who cares if someone knows that you're on this vacation or doing this with your kid or a play date or whatever the case is? You know it, and that's most important, I feel like, as well.
I think, and you know this as well, I think competitiveness in me, you know, every day we had to go to practice. Like what we did yesterday in practice is not going to be good enough for today. And I think life, you do that for your, from grade school all the way up through college. And I mean, that you're just kind of, that's ingrained in you. Yeah, they're just hustling. So it's like, you wake up. When I wake up, I try to take a moment to do my Bible. Then you're right back into it. So I'm thankful that I woke up this. I always say this, even in my DJ sets, where I say, when we're here, we're going to have a good time this next 2 to 3 hours. But somebody didn't wake up this morning. I want everybody to remember that. Somebody didn't wake up this morning. Well, even when I say that, I'm like, I have to grind, because there's somebody that wish they could be alive to grind, right? And so that competitiveness is in keeping myself going. I think it's hard for me to do what you said, but I'm going to try to do better at that, just being in the moment.
I love that. Cheers.
And cheers to that. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so DJ Fro. Love it. You're amazing.
Thank you.
This is a hobby you picked up later in life.
Yeah, well, no, I actually DJ'd younger in life. Okay. This is going to throw you. It's going to be good information. This is good. I used to DJ.
Here first.
I used to DJ in a when I was younger. I loved music. Played the drums growing up in the church.
Okay.
And would DJ at this little bar where the individual, I thought he was it's a family member. He owned a restaurant called Robinson's.
Okay. And what's my maiden name?
Okay, yeah. So he owned a restaurant called Robinson's, and I'd go in there and I'd work for him. He'd give me some work just to give me some money. And I DJ and mess with the music, and I always loved it. When I started getting into sports, obviously you're concentrating on that. So I stopped playing the drums as much, and I stopped DJing. So after I graduated, I got my DJ equipment back. I got my drums, so I would always play at home. But Bloomington's not like Atlanta, so no one knew that I DJ'd. Not unless you came to my house. Anyone who came to me and Melissa's condo, I had a DJ, and we'd get cops calling us all the time. But I was DJing. There was one guy that knew LV. He would come, and I'd go with him. He's a big DJ here, but no one knew until COVID. And then I got on Twitch, and then everybody found out. And now they're flying me all over the place. Well, to come 360 on that, the place that I was DJing in the club, the guy that I was DJing for, I found out he was my father, and he lives here in Atlanta. He just passed away. Rest in peace to him. But I look back on that, I'm like, I'm out here DJing, I'm out here doing all this stuff. And when you go all the way full circle, and I think about my little self being in that big old booth with these records and spinning these records, and now I'm here doing it on a big stage, and just thinking that, hey, I find out this individual is my real dad. And it was just, it's just been a journey, and I didn't let that get me down. It never got me down, because I'm still built from that other cloth. I'm like, man, thankful I found out there's nothing I can do about it now. And my mom would always say, well, how are you feeling? And I said, Mom, listen, this all happened for a reason, because if I didn't grow up the way I did, not having a dad, having to persevere and be out there and be on my own and do all these things, probably wouldn't be the person that I would be today, right? Because I would have had things probably a little easier, because he was doing well off, right? All that happened for a reason, and God's hand's always been on me to say, hey, this is the path you're going to go. I'm not going to let you know who your dad is right now because I'm doing this for a reason for later. And until you come full circle and you can really think about that and understand it, you just like, man, this is crazy.
How did you uncover that was your dad?
I think he always knew. And every time we'd go somewhere, even when he was in Atlanta, they'd be like, "Is that your dad?" I'm like, "No, that's my family member." And they're like, "No, we look exactly alike. We sound exactly alike." And he came to me one day and he said, "I think you're my son." And I go, "What are you talking about?" I said, so I played it. And my wife would go, "You need to go check that out," because I think whatever. So then we went, and when we went into the Atlanta place to, you get the test, sister was in there, and she said, she looked at us, she goes, "Are we really doing this?"
Wow.
Because she sees it all the time. She's like, "Are we really doing this?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because I was in denial, like, this is not my dad. Like, she's like, I'm going to try to save you money. There's no need to even do this. And I'm like, "Well, no, we're going to do it." And we did it, and it was 99.9%. There was dad. So yeah. So.
And all this time you thought he was here in your life?
Family member. I thought he was a family member.
Did your mom know?
My mom, I don't think she, I don't know if she was, I don't think she knew. I don't think she knew. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think she knew. Yeah.
And then when you found out, what did you do? Did you call her?
Yeah. She was kind of in denial, and then we kind of dealt with it, and then everything went fine. We were both there when he passed away.
I knew that was like, what, a couple years
Yep,
ago?
a couple years ago he passed away.
At what point did you find out he was your dad prior to that? Like how long?
It was probably 5 plus years.
So you had some time with him.
But we always had a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always had a relationship. He was here, and his kids, they always thought that I was their brother. So I'm the oldest of about 9. There's still more coming out that we're finding out about. There's a brother that came, and he came to the funeral, and he sounds exactly like me. He looks like me, and he just felt like, yeah, my dad was a Rolling Stone. Wow. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. We're figuring that out now. Let's cheers to that.
All right, cheers to that. It's not as uncommon as you think.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're DJing where?
I'm DJing all around Atlanta. So I'm at the Patio. I'm at Rocksteady. We got the Fresh Squad where there's 4 DJs. We do all the different eras. We've been going all over the place for that. I was at North Carolina A&T for their homecoming, Hampton's homecoming. I'm all over. I'm going to Denver at the end of this month to DJ. So it's just been a blessing because that is my release from work. I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch some basketball games. After March, I'm not watching that, and I just go down there and play music. So,
how do you think you're different than other DJs in today's realm?
I think the knowledge of all the music going back to the Midwest. I listen to a lot of 80s stuff, so I know a lot of different genres of music, and I can go all over the place with the music. I'm going to date myself. I don't want to do that, but I'm 50. I'll be 56 in March. So again, when cheers to 56, all blessings, right? So when you look at all the great music that there was, and even being able to be on top of the newer music and being able to blend and put all that together, and then depending on what crowd, like if I got any type of crowd I go to, that I watch the crowd. And I think the thing that I'm different is there's a lot of great DJs out here. I mean, in Atlanta, they have a lot of amazing DJs. I can't even name them all on my hand. So, and I look up to them. I watch them. I learn from them. But I think that the energy that I bring, right, it's unmatched.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that to be like that. I just say my energy is unmatched because I'm always on the other side too. Because I like to have fun, but the energy is unmatched. And I understand this one thing: it's not about me; it's about the music. And when that energy and that music is combined, and you can do it, it brings amazing things to whatever we have going on. So I think that will be the difference. And that's what's going to take me, I'm also good at what I do. I can blend, I know the music, and but I think that's what people want to see. And then I can go corporate. So I do a lot of corporate stuff. I'm not just I'm a party DJ, but I'm not just a club DJ. So I think that's going to be a huge difference. You brought me here to your crowds, and you've got an amazing, diverse, the levels. There's levels to this, right? There's certain levels to it, and when you can go to any level, when I can come to your function and do it, and the people are like, "Oh my God, you are amazing," and then I can go over here and do it, they're like, oh my God, that's a difference.
Hollywood.
Yeah, that's where you go. That's what we're talking about. It makes it happen.
I love that. Okay, so you have all these business ventures going on, and yet you've been married for what?
13 years. Thank you for helping me on that.
Yeah. No, everyone. It's hard for me to remember. Talk about how you make that work, because she is a badass businesswoman, right? She does awesome in her job, has amazing jobs on companies that she's worked for. And then you have your daughter, you're balancing all the things, and you've got one that lives with you. You've got your daughter, and then you got married. She's on her own, but she's still your daughter, right? Daddy's girl. How do you make it work?
She understands me. And when I met her, I knew she understands me. All my guys would tell you that. I met her, I go, if I was ever to get married, it probably would be to her. Funny story on that. When she first met me, she told her mom, that's the guy I'm going to marry, which I didn't know that.
How'd you guys meet?
We were out. We went to a boxing party. There was a boxing party, and truth be told, my sister-in-law now was checking me out. I don't Melissa may tell another story, but I was with my sister-in-law now. Was like, oh, he's cute. And Melissa's like, he's okay. We ended up seeing each other out like 2 weeks later, and her friend had left their driver's license. So I'm like, she could stay here with me. And then me and Melissa ended up dancing all night, drinking all night, because we've got the same, we're the same person. But you bring it back to, she understands me. I'm 10 years older than she is. She is a boss. She is a badass. I love her to death. And we do knock heads because we're the same, but she gets it, I get it, and we make the thing work. Because again, when I'm saying I'm going to be out till 2:33 in the morning, she's like, okay, I got to get a sitter because I'm coming, or she understands. And then we also understand that that next morning we're getting up because we got boss things to take care of. And again,
gotta go.
You know about that.
Kids can't wait.
The kids can't wait.
Games, whatever. Yeah.
You know about that. So it just works, and I'm so thankful that God blessed me with her, because there's a lot of other people that wouldn't understand me. This is because of my personality and my makeup and the energy, and I'm loud, and I have a lot of friends, and even though I play hard, I like to party. So
cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Yeah, relationship. Yeah.
13 years.
Yeah, 13 years. Yeah.
Oh my God, crazy. And talk to me about how friendships. You have a lot of friends. You are super duper social. How do you safeguard that, right? Because a lot of people are opportunists. A lot of people want what you have, maybe, or envious that they didn't get it, whether it be kids, wife, money. How do you safeguard that, and how do you kind of keep people close, but far away of now? You know what I mean?
You start to sense I had a couple of situations where I'm like, okay, that was not a good choice, but I'm a pretty good judge of people, right? And a lot of people don't understand that growing up, there was me, my cousin Sheldon, Larry, and a group of us that were always together since we were small. And if you see us now, we're the same way. Like me and Sheldon, it's like a brother to me. My first cousin, love him to death. We're like, our whole clique, we've been together since we were little. So it's like you got some people to kind of watching and kind of safeguarding the situation too. And then you kind of got to be a good judge of people, which you can make a mistake as well. But it's like, if I'm out and there's a guy or a girl that's doing things that are like it, and you can get a feel. Like if I'm with if we're all couples together and then he's not bringing his wife all the time, like that's not gonna work. Or they saying like, why is your wife coming out? Because we kick it together, right? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things that go through it. I just thank him that he kind of keeps his hand on me and keeps it covered. And with our group, we're the same way.
I love that.
If it's not going to feel right, it doesn't feel right to you, you'll tell me. I know you will.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of how we safeguard it.
I feel like you grow and you get wiser, but you still make mistakes and all that good stuff.
And we have a lot of different people that we hang out with from people that don't have a lot to people who have a whole bunch. And we never judge that. But when you see people who just want to be around just great people that just have good spirits and just want to have fun, and they got their kids or whatever, that's people that we're like, okay, yeah, we're the same way. Yeah.
And I mentioned this too. I touched on it. Like we met. We had a good foundation.
Yeah.
We moved away, and again, even in Atlanta, 45 minutes, an hour, like it's a stretch, right?
Yeah.
When you're hanging out and doing it, you're so busy, but like I don't know if it's more so our connection that we just, keep that foundation and we just pick right back up.
Yeah.
Whenever we see each other or hang out, it's just the same.
Yeah, we were connected. We're just connected. And even when Melissa started playing tennis, I'm like, you don't even play tennis like that, But we just got connected from, yeah. But it's like we went a stint where everyone was busy. But then every time we come together, it's like we've seen each other every week. It's like we haven't missed a beat. Like they're like, when's the last time we were out here? And then I seen the baby, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, I told Melissa, when's the last time? And I go, it doesn't even feel like it seems like I just seen her last week.
You were my second time.
Yeah.
Baby during COVID coming to school, like hanging out, like no one can touch him, but you can hold him.
Yeah, right, yeah. And so it's
6 months old.
And that's what how you say the connection is, and that's how it usually works.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so I want to do a couple of fun segments with you. This is a series of questions called the Bubbly Breakdown. Bubbly, you get it? It's no rush to answer, but I'm just going to kind of go through these questions and then you kind of say what comes to mind. All right. Who do you admire most?
I admire my mom the most.
Why?
Just how she raised us, the foundation she gave us. She just never quit. It was just, I look back and it's like, man, she is the reason why we are who we are. So be my mom.
If you could sit down with anyone and have a conversation for as long as you would like, living or dead, who would it be?
That's one I didn't ever think of. Living or dead. This is a tough one. This is I'm gonna get a drink. Let me get a sip on this. Listen to this. Is a very living or dead. Who would it be? Wow, you might have stumped up. You got me quiet, and that's usually one that doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. Okay. Can we come back to that one?
Come back to that one. Come back. Okay. What do you want more of?
I want more happiness. I'm very, very happy, but I want more of it. Once you start to get it and you're just like, hey, this happiness, the free time you talked about, I'm like, man, that's what I strive for. That's what I work for. And to make it so it's as easy as possible. And I tell everyone that. I got good friends I talk to that are in situations. I don't encourage them to get out of situations. It's like, man, find your happiness. I want more of that.
What do you want less of?
Distractions. I like negativity, no negative energy around me at any time. If it starts to get negative energy, I oust that. And I didn't used to do that before. Like you would deal with some of that stuff because, even if it was conversations that went too far, I'll listen, but I'll say, okay, let's what can we do to make this better? Like, are you the part of the situation? So if there's any negative energy, I want less of it.
Agreed. Any regrets?
No regrets. No regrets. I don't think I'd be here right now. Like when you're saying regrets on anything, I look at Ming, and if I had one regret, that could change the whole scheme of what's going on. I may have had any regrets. I may not be sitting here with you, who I think family, like no regrets. Like it was written, it was supposed to happen. Let it be. It's happening.
Biggest life lesson so far?
Stay true. Stay true. I've never really had that problem, but I'm like, you got to stay true to all the situations, to who you are. Because once you don't, and I tell younger people that once you don't do that, you're compromising. And it's going to come around to you where you have to explain it, right? So just stay true to everything that you're doing. That's work, that's life, that's friends, that's relationships, whether good or bad, whether we have to have a good conversation or not. You got to stay true to it. Sometimes we can agree. Sometimes we can disagree. We still can come back there, but you just got to stay true to it.
Love it. Let's see. Favorite movie of all time?
You're gonna trip out when I tell you this. Back to the Future.
Okay. I
watched that. Back to the Future. I got a lot of like Back to the Future. There's Purple Rain.
Okay.
There's Cooley High. I watch those on rotations. I don't watch new stuff. My wife gets sick of it because she'll come in and every night I'll have the same thing to it. And another one I have to admit to, admit to that. It's right there with Roadhouse.
Okay. Or like Roadhouse. Okay. Well, you don't watch a lot of TV or series right now, but I guess series-wise, is there anything that you love? What about in your past, growing up? Anything?
I didn't watch anything. I've never watched one thing of Power, anything. It's weird. My wife watches those. She binges out on them. Yeah. I won't do it. If I'm going to watch TV to go late, I'll put an old movie in that I've ever seen, that I've always seen, or I'm listening to music. I did see the movie Sinners, and I like the movie Sinners. But my wife will tell you, if we go to a movie or something, he's going to go right to sleep and wake up when it's over.
Okay. All right. One more little fun segment. This one is called Champagne Confessional.
Okay.
I'm going to say a word, and I want you to say the first word that comes to mind.
And we're being real on this, right? Yeah. We're not going to get cut, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Success.
Happiness.
Failure.
Not working.
Love.
Find it.
Family.
Everything.
Loyalty.
Unmatched. Loyalty is huge to me.
Why?
One of the biggest things huge to me. I just think loyalty is all, like, even in the relationship, getting married, your friends and family. If you got somebody's back, you're going down. Loyalty is one of the biggest things to me. That's one way. If I find that you're not loyal in any way, we have a discussion and say, all right, I'll cut it off.
Agreed.
We had our 5 love languages. Like,
yep.
I'm not a big touchy guy. I don't know my wife's saying I'm doing anything. We were going through marriage counseling with my wife. And that was one of my all he needs is loyalty. He doesn't need confirmation. He doesn't need you to tell him he's good. He don't need you to hold. He don't need any of that. He needs loyalty. And if you're that to him, he's going to give you everything. And that's what they told my wife about me.
That's awesome. Fun.
Party.
Yeah.
Fun, Davin. I say that. Davin, right?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, well, this was amazing, Davin. Can you leave us with some words of inspiration?
I would take something that you just told me that it's hit me a couple of times this week already.
Okay.
Like when I would say, I would echo off of you, and I'm going to listen to this again because you told me this today because I'm needing to hear it. You got to be in the moment, right? Be in the moment. I'm going to get better at that. I'm going to get better at that and just continue to be in the moment. Stay true. Stay loyal, and don't ever stop working. Don't ever stop getting better. In everything I do, I try to get better. I still got a lot to do and learn to get better, and because it's out there, and just don't be afraid of it. And the last thing I would say is, like, no matter how many times someone tells you that you can't do it or you're not going to make it, or if you got something, don't stop. Because if you do that, if I would have did that, I would have never graduated. I would have never went to play basketball where I was at. I would never have done everything. Some of those things, some of those people who used to tell me that I wasn't going to do that, you were the reason I did what I did. Because you told me I couldn't. If you would have just shut up, I probably wouldn't. Right? I probably would have fell in that, whatever you said. But so keep it moving.
You know, I changed careers later in life. Like pharmaceutical sales. I always wanted to be a journalist, but got talked out of it. That's a whole other segment. But I use the word no means go. Because the more you tell me no, I'm going.
Oh yeah,
I'm going.
Yeah,
and
look at what you did. Look at what you did.
Doing.
Look what you did and doing at a very. I mean, like I'm gonna tell you the story. It was a long time ago. Someone in the picture was like, you know Shyann? And I'm like, who? Like, Shyann. She's like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's my sister. They're like, what? That's family. They're like, oh my God. And they went through this they knew your whole deal. And I'm like, that's amazing, you know? So no means go. That's good. That's something you taking. That's
more knows you just
keep going.
And chapters of life. What chapter are you currently in?
I'm in the chapter before the final chapter. Okay. I would say.
Which is?
The final chapter is going to be cruise, right?
Okay.
So cruise doesn't mean stop working, right? I don't think I'm going to ever stop working. I'm going to work differently, right? we're going to set up things so you're still working, because I just think that I like to work. I'm used to it. I'm never going to not want to get a call. I'm never not going to want to be kind of running some stuff.
We're not
making
leaving
some
money on the table.
I'm not leaving money on the table. It's just this is how we work. And at that point, I'm going to be cruising. I'm going to be doing some of the things like I've seen you guys do, where we're doing more traveling, more spending time with family, more making life better with mom, more getting these things on, more spending time with the wife, watching Ming do what she needs to do, watching Jordan do what she did. I may be a grandfather someday. I don't know. I'm going to be that old guy that's in there that's kicking. Who is that guy? And I'm still going to be partying hard and having fun. But cruise mode, you're able to choose what you want to do. And that's I'm in the chapter before that.
Okay.
And that chapter, we got to grind a little bit harder to make it happen.
Right. So let's cheers to the chapter of grinding and all the chapters cruising.
Yes, the cruising.
All right. Thanks, Davin. This was wonderful. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You are a blessing to us, and keep doing what you're doing, because you inspire a lot of people that you probably don't even realize that you inspire. You're a boss. You're amazing. You're fun, super smart. They don't cut them like you. We're cut from a different cloth, right? So I always say that. We're going to cut from a different cloth, though. Like, keep it going.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Love it.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.